Hey there, aspiring guitarists. This is the full video of, I put out a short, or you may not have seen it yet, about my favorite guitar amongst many. And this is, I've got over 30 guitars. I'm not going to justify it if you've watched some of my videos. There's a reason I have this many guitars. Everything from my hand issue to it being a hobby, to using them to teach, to trying to start a nonprofit with a friend of mine for teaching kids and their parents what's available to them. We're not teaching kids as a lesson. We're trying to keep them from spending a ton of money without knowing what they're getting into. Okay, so that aside, there's everything in here from Fenders to Gibsons to Taylors to Martins to Godans. They're here. You can't even see them all. There's some in front of me up on the wall. There's some in other rooms. There's some in my... You get the point. But what is my favorite guitar above all? And I showed it on the short briefly. Now I'm going to tell you why. But it is indeed this Traveler. And it's a Traveler guitar that they partnered with Fretlight. Now, the notes on there, I added myself. I've covered that. You can get them at Amazon. It's a teaching guitar. But for me, it's a noodler. Now, I have lots of noodling guitars. What is a noodling guitar and why can it be good for you? A noodling guitar, to me, is a guitar that I'm not gigging with. I'm not taking out. I'm not performing. I'm not using it in a folk group at church or here or there. It's one that I can sit down on the couch, not bother other people, and play and learn and practice my scales and practice other things. Now, the reason I like this one, first of all, this is a Traveler. You can Google Traveler. Google Fretlight. I'll put links like I always try to do. This is nothing here but the lap rest. It's held in by tension. And you just put, so a lot of times if I'm on the couch, I'll throw the lap, I'll take this off. If I'm in the bed, I'll take this off. This is so easy to hold and to move. And here's another thing that I love about it. Now, it's got a piezo acoustic pickup. There's the jack input. And I use a little adapter they sell that goes in here that I can plug my headphones in. But the biggest thing is it's not loud. That's it. Now, you can get the same effect out of many electric guitars that aren't semi-hollow or things of that nature, but I can play this in the living room and not wake up my wife. If I want it, now they make an electric version too that, and I'm not doing a review. I'm telling you why that I like this. It's strictly for noodling. And this is a Fretlight. So y'all probably heard there's the little wireless and the USB connection. Now, I'm going to hit that button. It's just a tiny little micro button. And you watch what happens on the guitar. You see that lit up an E chord. Now, if I connect this to their app, Guitar Tunes, or to Guitar Pro, I can do everything from Guitar Pro has tab, and if you load up the Guitar Pro, if Guitar Pro integrates with the Fretlight technology, meaning that it can light up what to play, you can slow it down, you can go into their free app, Guitar Tunes, and you can load up chords, scales, notes. It'll blink the root notes. And you may go, well, I don't want to do that. I've got another video on Fretlight that talks about how I use that with my granddaughter. Let me turn it off. Now, the way you turn it off, Watch, I'm going to hold this down, and it's going to light up the whole keyboard, and it's going to turn off. And that's a wireless connection. That's just one of the things this can do. You can buy, they make, this is one that's not. You notice the lighter color has Fretlight. Well, this is one they sell, that's not Fretlight integrated. And this one came with their own integrated hanging strap because it's headless. This one I had to add it because, the Fretlight technology, and this one I had to add it. The Fretlight technology is in the neck and the LEDs. So, and the guy at Fretlight was nice enough to tell me what some people do, and this is going to make some people cringe, but I actually drilled a hole, and then I went to Traveler and bought the strap and added it myself. I wouldn't dare do that to one of my expensive acoustics. Back to noodling. It doesn't have to be a Fretlight. Now, Donner, which is another guitar maker, they make lots of other things too, musical instruments. They have something similar to this called a Hush model. The biggest difference, I do not own one. I've looked at them. The biggest difference I've seen in the Hush model is in the tuning keys. The Traveler guitar has a special, the tuning keys, as you can see, have been fitted in here. Now let me roll it. You can see there's a roller right here that the strings go around, and then they're strung back here. Now the Donner seems to me, and I do not own one, to probably be a little bit easier to string. However, you do have to use their provided device to tune it, if I'm not mistaken. Look into yourself. I don't want to misrepresent their company. I know that a lot of people like their Hush model, and it's based on the same thing, the idea that you can play it and it not make a lot of noise. So anyway, that's just one of the many noodling aspects. Now, I will tell you while I'm on this, if I had went to the Traveler website about changing strings, I would have known better. They had a great tutorial about changing the strings. Well, I wasn't thinking. I was just in a hurry, and I pulled the strings off. Well, this is a roller bar. And they tell you, unless you're going to tape it up, leave the first and the sixth string on there so the bar don't fall out. And the bar fell out on me, and the little rollers went flying everywhere. So, it's the Fretlight is my favorite guitar. And why? Because it's playing that Fretlight when I'm sitting on the couch with my wife while we're watching the British Bacon Show, or right before I go to bed, that allows me to practice skills, to do things without bothering somebody. And not, some people only want to play a guitar for a certain amount of time. Some people are like weekend warriors. When I came out of the Air Force, I was in the Guard and Reserve. I was a weekend warrior. They only want to do it at certain times. And I've said so many times, your guitar journey is your journey. It's what you want to get out of it. But I have many noodling guitars. This little Martin, you can see how small this is. I'm going to, there you go. And, generally you're getting into guitars. A dreadnought is typically, what's a dreadnought? A dreadnought's a big guitar. A normal size guitar. They even make one bigger than a dreadnought, a jumbo, which you see a lot of flamenco but a whole other thing. But Traveler guitars, noodling guitars are typically not 41 inches like a dreadnought. They're 36, 34. They're smaller. So the scale, the distance between the saddle on the bridge and the nut up here where the headstock crosses over to the neck is going to be smaller. But it also makes it easy to grab, easy to put in your lap, easy to play. Now, this Martin is koa wood. Now, it's a laminated koa wood, but from what the research I did with Martin, it actually has koa wood in to the laminate process. So you are indeed getting the koa effect. Now, behind me, you see the Casino, which is, it looks like the green. That's an Epiphone Casino. And then on the end is that Fender that I did a video about from Amazon. And in the middle is another Traveler guitar that Traveler doesn't sell anymore. They did a run of them. Now, it's an all koa travel size guitar, and it's got a beautiful sound. So that's another Noodling guitar. Another Noodling guitar I've got a Cordoba nylon that's about the same size. It might even be a little smaller than this, but it's a nylon with acoustic electric capabilities. So noodling to me is something, many of us have what we call mindless activities. I'm going to put this back on while I'm talking. Have mindless activities. But if I'm going to sit there and be mindless, I can walk outside the patio. I'm retired. My wife still works. She works partly at work and partly remotely, as many people did after COVID. But I enjoy being around my wife. That's part of the reason I married her. So noodling, I can sit there and just practice the scale while we're talking. My main attention is focused on her, but noodling. This is not cheap by any means. It's over $400. But you can get noodling guitars, travel size. They'll call them 3/4 size, half size guitars. You can get them for between $100 and $200 that don't sound bad. I have an Enya, Enya, that's a 3/4 size that I think I did a video here on. It was like $149 at the time I bought it. It's a carbon fiber, and it's a great noodling guitar. So it's just something else that if you can afford to get, may help your guitar journey and your practice. Another place to get a noodling guitar, flea malls, used stuff, small scale guitars, the Squire Junior models and minis and things like that. A noodling guitar, I'm noodling on the couch. That's all it means. So it's, everybody can't afford it, but I have friends that bought noodle guitars at a yard sale. They picked it up, might have had something wrong with it, could have even had a hole in it, but wasn't loud, small scale. It's something that they didn't mind putting on a tiny stand and keeping. They make all kind of stands, and I don't have my tiny one with me, but this Fretlight, that hook, why this is unappealing to so many people. They're like, I don't want to put, you can see the strings. I love this. I can just hang this on a nail, put it pretty much anywhere. It'll lean up against stuff. So noodling, it's just something else that might or might not enhance your guitar journey. I hope you have a blessed guitar journey. And as always, hey, happy picking.